How you know?
As Patrick Teoh used to always say to me,
We taught him to say that how you know thing anyway.
how you know?
How you know? How you know? How you know?
How you know? Hi, my name is Michael, and this video is an experiment. It's something that I'm doing to try to figure out an answer to a question. I mean, I've hit that point in my life right now where I'm re-examining, I'm re-evaluating, and I'm thinking about the future. What's the next step? Have I made the right decisions so far? So I thought to myself, maybe I should go back to the guys who gave me all that invaluable advice when I first started out. So here's what they had to say to me. Take it away, boys.
You know, when you walk on stage, you have this amazing feeling inside of you, and people say, "How you know?" But you do know. You do know. You know that there's that very special feeling.
How you know? I don't know, man. It's just one of those. It's one of those things, you know. It's like the first time you get an erection. You know, you're this thing happens and you're like, holy shit, what is this? I don't understand it, but I'm not gonna fight it.
Well, I was always very sure of what I wanted, even from, when I was quite young.
That sounds like Patrick.
Well, starting off as a young actor, I mean, you're very eager. It's the same as being being a young, it's called young dumb full of gum.
You know, I was very much a sex crazed kid. I thought about erections a lot. Thankfully, nothing's changed.
I always say to my actors, if you believe that what you're feeling is true and real, then it will be.
But yeah, it's just one of those weird things that when something happens to you and it's never planned, you never see it coming.
Being in theatre, being an actor, is almost like getting into a marriage, When you first get into it, you're not really sure whether it's the right thing to do or not.
You know, as actors, we have many choices to make. But you'll know when you've made the right choice. You will absolutely know, and it's not something you have to force.
Even though all of the things that you think that you understand about making logical decisions is telling you, what are you, a fucking idiot? For some reason you just ignore all of that, and you do it anyway.
What sort of advice can I give you?
You gotta follow your instincts.
I suppose the only piece of advice I can give you is, are you sure about it now? Is it something that you really want to get into?
Because at the end of the day, you always want to do good, and you always want to have that happy environment wherever you are, in whatever you do, and however you approach that experience. And for me, that's the most important thing.
And you got to be true to who you are, because that is what is gonna see you through.
You attend an audition, like in theatre, right? Is it because it's just a job, or is it because it is a part that you really want to do?
So you got to be really sure of yourself, but never arrogant. Arrogance will kill you.
Doesn't always work. You can really screw up sometimes. There's no real formula for making it work. You've just got to believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing. Then it will work.
Once you've got that fixed in your head that it is something that you do, there is nothing else to think about. You just jump into it, learn your part, step on stage. If you're in theatre, you step on stage and you do the role.
And aside from that, it's really just have fun. A lot of people don't really enjoy it. They see it as work. And it is work, There are elements of it that's definitely work. But there's joy in that work.
But the only piece of advice I think you should listen to is advice from here. If you feel that this is the right thing to do, forget about money, career. Sure, those things are practical things that you want to think about, but that's, to me, secondary. Think about the passion you have. Yeah? Think about the commitment that you want to put into it, and the rest will take care of themselves.
So, I thought about it. Based on everything that they were saying, it seemed to point towards one thing, and that is, if at the end of the day, if you truly believe in what you're doing, if you truly believe that the next step is the right thing to do, just do it. So I guess the only question left for me to ask, what did you do after you knew? And here's the stories they shared with me. Thanks, guys.
All right, Michael, now that we don't have to bullshit about this anymore, just kind of...
Actually, for me, it was very easy because...
This is one story I will tell you. We were in Bali. I was working in Bali.
Kind of going back to what I said the first time around about sometimes you just know.
And we had to go up a hill, go right down. It was, very jungly, down a valley, down to a river. There was a waterfall.
I want to share this little known story about me and Min.
I knew Farida actually before I met her. I used to watch her reading the news on television when I first came to this country.
No, I met Trina in a pub, which is very bizarre because she doesn't drink at all and I drink too much.
We were walking around Bukit Bintang, looking at jewelry stores with another couple who were friends of ours.
I had planned this just before all the whitewater rafters came. So, early in the morning, she's like, damn tired, don't know what's going on.
Heaven and hell I moved to get to meet her, and it took me 2 years before she agreed to go out on a date with me.
So I was insanely drunk when I met her.
And we walked into this jewelry store, and the friend picked a ring that she liked. And as usual, they were haggling about the price with the shop owner.
I'd written a poem, remembered it as an actor, remember your lines. Actually almost had a mental block. Hurried her there.
But on that first date, we knew, both of us knew. We knew that, you know why we knew? Sitting in this extremely expensive restaurant, ordered the most beautiful wines, the most beautiful food, we didn't touch it.
Did the poem and got down on my knees, and she realised that I was proposing. It was the best moment of my life because, for the first time she kept quiet. No, just joking.
And I happened to jump in and said, is there a discount if we buy 2 sets, And Min was saying, what? What do you mean buy 2 sets?
It was just one of those things that you just, when I met her, it was this, it was a lightning bolt.
It begins again. And that is dangerous. When lightning comes and tells you life begins again, married, be careful.
I saw her, and like I said, you just can't control these things because there were so many reasons for it not to work.
And so I looked into her eyes, and without saying a word, she sort of knew.
And I was so drunk that I told her, you know what? I've had it with the fucking arts. Fuck the arts. I want to go to Amsterdam for a year. And then she's like, that sounds awesome. I'm like, you want to come? And 2 years later, I proposed to her in Amsterdam.
I mean, when it happens, you'll know it. And I'm sure you know it. And I'm sure you know it too.